All right, and we back on the forecast. Now, it is important that we start teaching our children the situation that we are in and the dangers they face in the world. We cannot send them in environments without preparing them first. Because if we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over and over. Now, Ida B. Wells broke down the lynch law back in the 1800s. How the dominant society used white women as a means to attack the black community. But if we don't learn this ourselves and teach it to our children, then we are putting them in dangerous situations. And despite what history has shown us, we still give white women a pass and let them play both sides of the fence. They benefit from white supremacy, maybe the most, but then we turn around and let them benefit from whatever we do. But they help maintain this system as much, if not more, than anybody else. Back in the 1800s, Ida B. Wells' friend was lynched for having a consensual relationship with a white woman. And we know about cases like Emmett Till. And we know about cases like the Central Park Five. But even before that, there were cases like the Scottsboro Boys. There were so many people lynched, mostly because of white women, that Ida B. Wells made a book about it in the 1800s, The Red Record. But today, we still act clueless, as if we are not in war right now. And it's important that we teach our kids that even if they think that boy or girl that they're dealing with isn't like that, they don't know who their family is or what they're capable of. And as parents, you have to think twice about that yourself. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, a 19-year-old, Jeremy Lake, was shot and killed by his girlfriend's parents. Now let's see what led this white girl's parents to end up shooting and killing this 19-year-old.
Teenage daughter of the police officers, the victim's girlfriend, is speaking out.
10 News reporter Brandon Richard continues our team coverage, and he's joining us with her side of the story. Brandon?
Outside this house with her boyfriend last night. It's actually her boyfriend's house. She says they were only outside for a few minutes before her father showed up, and that's when she says everything changed.
He was my everything.
Lisa Kepler says she met 19-year-old Jeremy Lake a week ago after her parents kicked her out and dropped her off at a homeless shelter. She says the two of them shared an instant connection.
He was just really sweet and caring, and he didn't pretend.
The 18-year-old tells us Jeremy's family let her live with them. And that's where she says she was on Tuesday night, when she says her father, Tulsa police officer Shannon Kepler, showed up.
He asked me what the hell I was doing out here, as if he didn't know that he kicked me out a week ago. There was no argument. I walked away and Jeremy tried to introduce himself, and my dad shot him. God.
Police arrested Lisa's father for Jeremy's murder. They arrested her mother, Gina, for accessory after the fact.
They're both police officers. I don't know what could have led them to do this. They didn't even know Jeremy.
Jeremy's family describes him as a man who never met a stranger, who dreamed of one day joining the Army.
Jeremy was very well loved. He had a lot of compassion for the people on the streets.
Now those who loved him mourn his loss.
Now, first of all, let me say this. Jeremy Lake is biracial. He may be even 3/4 white. And I do think the one drop rule in the biracial conversation is something that we need to have. But the point of this case, and they made this trial about a white father killing his daughter's black boyfriend. And he probably did shoot him because in his eyes, he did see him as black, or at least non-white. And to them, it is true that one drop of black blood makes you not white. It makes you black, even though their reality doesn't necessarily have to be ours. But the point is, he most likely did shoot Jeremy Lake because his daughter was dating a black boyfriend. And this happens time and time again. Now, in this case, there are conflicting stories. This white girl said her adoptive parents kicked her out of the house, but they said she ran away. But either way, she met Jeremy Lake just a week before all of this stuff happened. So after only knowing this white girl for about a week, for some reason, his family let this white girl stay with them. Now, keep in mind, Jeremy Lake does have a white mom and a white brother and all that. But who let somebody you just met a week ago come live at your house? So then somehow this white girl adopted dad, Shannon Kepler, found out where Jeremy Lake lived. And he drove over there in his wife's car, Gina Kepler, with a revolver. Now, Shannon Kepler, who was a cop, didn't go over there with his police-issued gun. He took his personal gun, which showed he most likely planned to use it. So Shannon Kepler, who was supposed to be a cop, pulled up at this 19-year-old Jeremy Lake house and waited for him and his white girl to walk up. And then he started yelling at her, "What the hell are you doing?" Now again, the stories started conflicting each other. This white boy said he got into an argument with his adopted daughter and Jeremy Lake tried to step in between. But this white girl said she was ignoring him and walking away. And then she said Jeremy Lake went to introduce himself. And then all of a sudden this white boy Shannon Kepler fired 3 shots, shooting him in the neck and the chest. And then he shot 2 more times and almost hit this white girl and a 12-year-old who was just sitting on the porch. Jeremy Lake ended up dying on the spot, and this white boy Shannon Kepler just sped off, essentially in a drive-by. Now, it turns out that not only Shannon Kepler is a cop, but so is his wife Gina Kepler. She is also a cop. And even though the police, especially in Tulsa, stay on code and seem to keep it in the house, they were forced to arrest both Shannon and Gina Kepler.
A Tulsa police officer out of jail after posting an $825,000 bond. 2 News first to break this just before 8 to our viewers who signed up for mobile push alerts. Reporter Liz Bryant following the story all day live at the bond hearing.
Good evening, Karen. Shannon Kepler walked out of this Tulsa County jail around 7 tonight. His wife picked him up. They stood there and embraced. They hugged for just a little while. Now, Shannon's been in an isolation cell all by himself for his own safety for more than 2 weeks. His hair grown out, greasy, sporting a gray beard. As Gina Kepler walked into court, she kept smiling at husband Shannon. His attorney believes this case will take years.
My client is a caring father, and he's a loving member of the community. He's never had a bobble in his life.
He was my everything.
Days after the shooting of her boyfriend, daughter Lisa moved on, now living with someone else in Owasso. Kepler's attorney accused Lisa of lying, changing her story all the time on TV, and not even seeing what happened that night because she walked away, they said.
I don't think much of the lawsuit. I don't think much of these people that want to be on TV. I don't think much of the facts of this particular case, and I do think a great deal of our defense.
Prosecutors paint Kepler as intending to do this, pointing to gunshots in the boyfriend's neck and chest, then Kepler driving off, never calling 911, and hiding the getaway SUV. They also say a police report found inside Shannon's home shows where to find the boyfriend and that he's been in trouble for assault.
If I went in and asked for no bond, we would have had a bond set anyway. So I have to look at it and say, all right, with this court, what's going to happen?
Eventually, Gina forced to leave court and stand in the hallway, caught talking to her husband.
Former Tulsa police officer said he did not mean to kill his daughter's boyfriend. Fox 23 sent a push alert to your phone when the defense for Shannon Kepler rested its case today after he took the stand in his own defense. Fox 23's Ashley Lincoln spent the day inside that courtroom. She's live now with the reason Kepler thought his daughter's boyfriend was a threat.
Shay Kepler revealed details about his relationship with his daughter today. He also told the jury about information he found out about Jeremy Lake that led him to assume Lake was dangerous. It's information Shannon Kepler said he had to break the law to get in order to protect his daughter.
He viewed her as being in a perilous situation.
Kepler testified after he found out about his daughter's relationship with Jeremy Lake, he ran Lake's information in the Tulsa Police Department's criminal database. And there, Kepler found Lake had been arrested for assault, but was never charged. Kepler told the jury he continued looking into Lake's background and found he was friends with several behavioral counselors on his Facebook page.
Nothing in there that was spoken about that was untrue.
The state said the defense went to great lengths to try to vilify the victim.
People can say a lot of things about a lot of people, but ultimately what's provable is what's important.
Kepler told the court he thought his daughter Lisa would be happy to meet him when he went to Lake's house. Kepler's attorney said although they revealed this information, he's still adamant his client isn't getting a fair trial.
I will say very honestly, I don't think he's getting a fair trial by a long stretch.
Why not?
Well, lots of reasons. I can't talk about them.
Now, this white boy, Shannon Kepler, who was supposed to be a cop, essentially did a drive-by on Jeremy Lake at his own house, even though he was unarmed. And he still tried to claim self-defense. He said he was just trying to protect his daughter who was in a bad neighborhood, even though she came there on her own, and he is the one who actually committed murder. And then one witness said his wife Gina Kepler was in the car, and they said she was the one that they heard say shoot. They did arrest her for not cooperating with the investigation, but of course they dropped all the charges because the Tulsa Police Department has a reputation of protecting white women like her and Betty Shelby. But after a Facebook post this white girl put up, they used their police connections to illegally try to find out information about him and to find out where he lived. And he tried to use a non-existent criminal history to justify murdering him. Now, it did take 4 trials after they had 3 mistrials, but eventually in the 4th trial, he was convicted, but it was only for manslaughter.
Juror wants to remain anonymous, but they tell Two Works For You they believe there was enough evidence to prove that Kepler was guilty. The juror posted on Facebook saying, quote, "Justice was not served to this young boy only because 2 people could not look past their own prejudice towards black people." They say the jury couldn't come to a decision after hours of deliberation. The juror says it came down to 2 people who couldn't get on board with everyone else.
Former Tulsa police officer Shannon Kepler is spending his first day in jail. A jury convicted him of manslaughter late last night after 3 previous mistrials. They recommended he spend 15 years in prison for shooting and killing his daughter's boyfriend, Jeremy Lake, back in 2014. Two Works For You reporter Micah Hatfield joins us outside of where Kepler is being housed, and authorities plan to make special considerations for his safety.
Because Shannon Kepler is a former police officer, he's considered a high-risk inmate. The jail has a certain protocol for people that fall under that category. They're kept away from the general population for their safety. Jeremy Lake's family is just glad there's some conclusion in this case.
It is partial closure to finally this is resolved and we don't have to do this anymore and everything will go on.
Lake's father says the outcome shows people of all walks of life can get justice. In this case, justice his family and son deserved. On the other side, cries heard from Kepler's family. Defense attorney Richard O'Carroll also not pleased with the outcome, saying if they take enough shots at you, they're going to hit you.
My heart goes out to the Kepler family, and I just don't feel like the process was fair in the final analysis.
It's simply a prosecution for somebody who killed another human being.
O'Carroll says the state made the case about race, calling it all very political.
Was Shannon the scapegoat? There are more black African Americans per capita in the state of Oklahoma, any state in the union. And this is going to be the Band-Aid they put on top of it. It's a sham.
Anybody who's dealt with Mr. O'Carroll totally understands everything that comes out of his mouth. It's unpredictable. No matter what, he's gonna look at the sun and he's gonna say that's not the sun that's up in the sky, and he's gonna tell you that the sky is gray when the sky is blue.
Kunzweiler says the fact that his office tried this case 4 times to get a verdict for Jeremy Lake's family shows they are going to pursue justice. The defense says they plan to file an appeal.
Now, even though this cop essentially did a drive-by shooting on somebody who was unarmed, it took 4 trials to convict them of only manslaughter. This white boy even tried to use the defense that he was a Native American and could not be tried in court. And they only had 1 black juror in multiple trials. And even one juror came out and said there were racist people on the jury. And that's why they kept getting mistrials, because so many of them have the same mindset. God forbid their daughter comes home with a black man. And his wife, Gina Kepler, was never charged at all and is still on the streets patrolling in the same department that had other white women like Betty Shelby. And this 19-year-old Jeremy Lake only knew this white girl for 1 week, and he ended up getting killed. Meanwhile, this white girl just moved on to the next person. And even though Jeremy Lake is a biracial and he may even be 3/4 white, this needs to be a lesson to black children, especially black boys, but all black children. You don't know what kind of family that person has, even if you think that person is not capable. But you need to understand that they are fully capable of doing the same thing. And after something bad happens to you, they have no problem moving on. And anytime they want to change and go back to the dominant society, all they gotta do is say you influenced them. And no matter what she did, it goes right back to protect the innocent little white girl. But we have to understand that we are all we got, and we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our women, our children, especially their minds. Because if we don't get control of our children's minds, then we'll continue to make the same mistakes over and over. We have to find a way to let go of our tribalisms and our petty differences and get on code. Because we are the only ones that can change our situation.
Nigga. Nigga. Fucking nigga. One, you get a grip because Liv said fucking nigga. Nigga. What you gonna fucking do? These people are starting on us because Liv said nigga.
Get the fuck over yourself, man. It's a fucking word. Jeez Christ.
Literally.
It's not fucking racist. I'm right, yeah. I've got a black cousin. I say it.
Do I have any?
She doesn't have to.
Yes. Who?
To chill because you're all getting mouthy over the fucking pettiest word ever.
Why the fuck you saying the N word for? Shut the fuck
Great,
up.
she's
It's a
threatening
word.
to beat you up.
Look,
Look,
this is a nigga shoe. And guess what? Nigga.
Don't you think we already know that?
Nigga. What you Scarlett? Nigga. I'll beat your ass, nigga.
An East Valley teen is under fire after posting a racist TikTok video that went viral. Now she's saying she's sorry. But it's not the first case of racism in a Valley high school. So a lot of people are wondering now, will Gilbert High School punish this young lady? Team 12's Rachel Cole joins us with the details. Rachel?
Hey there, it appears the teen who posted the TikTok has deleted her account, but not before a Twitter user could capture it. A post that now has more than 4 million views.
Ladies, hot.
In the TikTok, the teen's on-screen text refers to cops, African Americans, and then a reference to the 3/5 compromise. And it appears she's in a cotton field, which both date back to slavery.
I'm sorry for putting out that video in the first place. I should have realized that it was wrong.
Now, the teen who is a student at Campo Verde High School in Gilbert is apologizing and explaining.
I didn't mean for it to come off as racist, even though considering the context of it, I didn't mean it like that. I was just doing a TikTok trend.
Communication expert Eric Bailey says for teens, they oftentimes don't think about the long-term consequences.
The young lady at the time wasn't thinking about rational thought. She was thinking about, ooh, this is going to give me the most likes. Likes equals a dopamine release. Dopamine release equals that feels good. And so that's how those things perpetrate.
This isn't the first time we've seen racist claims involving Valley students. Back in 2016, seniors at Desert Vista in Ahwatukee stood with the N-word on their T-shirts during an on-campus photo shoot, trying to create an inside joke that quickly spread.
A lot of people will say, well, I'm not racist. I didn't mean for it to be racist, so it's not racist. Unfortunately, that's not the way that things work. You don't need intent to actually to do a racist act or say racist words.
In the Desert Vista case, the district suspended the seniors for 10 days. As for the teen at Campo Verde High School, the school says it's investigating, and the behavior displayed in this video is not representative of our district or Campo Verde High. The teen claims she didn't think the clip would garner so much attention.
My actions aren't okay, and anything I'll say won't justify what I did.
I can see it. You can't hear me? Hey, wow, big.
Kyle, you're talking to everyone, bud.
Yeah, we heard that.
Oh, damn, you did not just...
Yikes.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry. Last night I made a mistake and said the word that should never, ever be said. And, there's no excuse for that. I wasn't raised that way. It's just an awful thing to say. And I feel very sorry for my family, my friends, my partners, the NASCAR community, and especially the African American community. I understand the damage is probably unrepairable, and I own up to that. But I just wanted to let you all know how sorry I am, and I hope everybody is staying safe during these crazy times. Thank you.
Sir, you committed a crime. You assaulted me. You should wait for the cops. You should wait for the cops. You're funny. You're funny. Keep going. Keep trying to scare me. I'm not easily scared like that, bro. You're crazy. You're crazy. Come and try and throw a bun at me now.
This one.
Yeah.
You better relax.
Yeah, come.
Okay.
Do it again.
I didn't do anything.
You threw a bun at me.
I didn't do anything.
I know, but then you threw a bun at me. All I was doing was talking to you. Now you took it physical. Why you threw a bun at me, bro? I dare you to do it again. I dare you to do it again. You're silly, bro. The bun is right there in the street. The birds are eating it. You threw a bun at me, bro.
Then call the police.
Do it again. I tried to, but they were traffic. They were traffic. I know, so try and hit me now. Do it, you crazy ass. You got kids in the car. Your whole life will be done for. Unless you don't care, unless you're really crazy, we'll both go out right now. We'll both go out right now. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Fuck up your kid's life and hit me.
You're going to put down fucking Facebook, Twitter,
You're
whatever.
a crazy father, yo. You got 2 kids in the back. I thought it was 1. You got 2 kids in the back, and you're assaulting me, throwing shit at me because I honked at you for the bike lane. Coming off the sidewalk out of paradise, you got buckets of shit for your kids, and you walk in the bike lane. Come. Pussy ass motherfucker. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Do something. Do something. It's taping. I'll catch your fucking insurance. Go ahead, bitch. Go ahead, bitch. Hit my bike. Go ahead. Come on, bro. Oh, okay. I'm the type to expose all of your fucking crazy asses. You think you can bully everybody in the fucking world, right? You think you can bully everybody in the fucking world, right? You bitch ass. You lucky you got fucking kids in the back, and I got more morals than you. You fucking care. Shut the fuck up, bro. I was fucking driving in a bike lane, and you're in a fucking bike lane. And I honked for you, you bitch ass. And you said, why didn't I go around you? And I did go around you. Why the fuck are you trying to lie to people? You fucking fraud. You fucking fraud. Fuck you, Joe. Because you don't care about your kids. You really wanna not just drive off. You got kids in the back. I could be cursing and everything. You don't give a fuck, right? You're crazy, bro. You're a fucking crazy ass. You're crazy. I'm sorry for you, child. You probably don't even understand. Let's see. Let's see what you want to do. You threw a bun at me. That's physical. Let's see what you want to do. You approached me like 2 times. Let's see what you want to do. Your fucking plausible deniability. Y'all fuckers. You fucking liars. What are you smiling for like it's a joke? The fuck? Y'all are fucking liars. You fucking frauds. And if you don't know, then understand how bad your people fucked the whole world up to make someone sound like this. You didn't, but your fucking family did. And the shit that you live in your life allows you to laugh with this for whatever reason. You should be serious. You should be serious if you didn't have nothing to do with it morally. You should be fucking serious. Yo, I hope that's not your store. I'm gonna find out, bro, because you're a fucking... Oh, wow, that's your store? You're crazy. You're crazy. I have him on record being fucking crazy. What do you mean, what do I mean? Why don't you ask me what happened? You fucking denying bitch. You're his fucking wife. Do it.
What did you say?
Do it.
Why would you call her like that?
What happened? I'm backing up from you, too.
Did you record
I'm
that?
backing up from you, too. Come on.
Okay, then.
Come on. Yeah. Come on, I'm backing up from you, too. I study law. Come on, do it. I'm waiting for you to hit me. I'm waiting for you. You're fucking retarded. You got kids in the back. I'm not pussy. I just study law, bro. I'd have punched you in your face long time ago. I'd have punched you in your face long time ago. You can call the cops. I had it all recorded. I called the cops myself. You fucking crazy father. I should report you for endangering children. The fucking birds behind you are eating a bun that he threw at me. The birds behind you, miss, on the 911 phone call, the birds are eating a fucking croissant that your husband threw at me from the Paradise shop that he owns on fucking 12th and 4th Avenue. I didn't know he was a fucking shop owner, but he just closed the shop. Go ahead and make the 911 call. I know, you did. Stupid ass. I'm a nigga, you're a fucking fucked up, morally fucked up person. See how long I had to fucking try and find the right words because I don't have it in me to call you fucking names like you do with your fucking children in the back. You called me a fucking nigga. I'm trying to come back at you because you fucked up the whole thing. You're in a bike lane. I honked out your way. You threw a fucking bun at me, that bird you're eating right now. Are you serious? Hit my bike, I dare you. Don't look so weird. You know how fucked up your race is. Don't look so weird. Because that weird look makes me feel like I did something wrong. And I did it. There's a fucking white man that you just wanted to look at and see what the fuck was going on with a black man. Get the fuck out of here. You white people haven't been told shit forever. The fuck out of here.
Racist Snapchat messages featuring the N-word, a burning cross, and the symbol of the Ku Klux Klan spreading through Lexington High School Friday. In one message, kids can be heard using the N-word in a song.
Unfortunately, I was not surprised, and that was probably the worst thing.
Letha Prespo's daughter called her crying when she saw the messages.
This should never happen, but particularly not this day and age. But this is not the first incident, and this is not the first time it's happened.
In a statement, Lexington High School Superintendent Dr. Julie Hackett tells News Center 5 they are aware of the social media postings that appeared to happen outside of school, and that we have reported these issues to the Lexington Human Rights Commission and the Lexington Police Department.
Unfortunately, social media and technology has taken away the human factor to relationships.
Pastor Brent Miracle works as a liaison with the Human Rights Commission. He says conversations need to be had not just with the students in the messages, but with the entire community about treating others with respect and dignity.
For teenagers, it's all the more important. We have to point out that this is not acceptable because of the diminishment of a human person.
I think the more you keep something silent, that's when it festers, and that's when it becomes a real problem.
And Letha Prespo says she would like to see a mandatory class or seminar for all students here at Lexington High School dealing with race. She says the only class like that is currently an elective for juniors and seniors.
The University of South Carolina is investigating now after a group of African-American students was subjected to racist insults on a video conference call tonight. It was during a Zoom call that involved members of the Association of African-American Students. The group was doing a virtual version of their annual end-of-year cookout. They were doing it via Zoom because of the virus. The group posted on Twitter that during the event, several unknown people entered the call. Those persons were wearing blackface, then began using racial slurs, and one of them had a background of a Nazi flag. USC President Bob Caslen says what happened is absolutely unacceptable and disgusting. He says he can't apologize enough to the University of South Carolina students who witnessed what he called such ignorance while gathering to fellowship with one another during this unprecedented time. University leaders are aware, they say, and are investigating. Now, this practice of joining virtual conference calls to disrupt the event or cause chaos has become known as Zoom bombing. It's become more prevalent as more people practice social distancing.
I have a dream. I want to go to the other country to work 3 months. In some holiday. American, but I know American do not give me the chance to have the opportunity. I want to learn the other things. The other let the other people to work because I don't have enough money, so I must work.
They don't like that, but it's too tough.
We work together, lift this place back up just like that.
Niggas. Yeah. Yeah. All my niggas. Yeah. Rise on up for niggas. Yeah. I know my niggas. My family's full of niggas. I love the fucking niggas. You want to throw the shit on my face, bro?
Bob, what are you going to this shit?
No cool for my shit.
And the shit is balls though. My shit is worth more money than your fucking shit is, my nigga. Your shit is, my shit is
I'm gonna knock you out. You're not gonna knock me out. So get him out. Get him out. Because he's recording. I know niggas can verbalize on my TV. Get him out. Get him out. Get out. I made you look at it. I can't. I'm sorry. What else do you want me to do? What else do you want me to do? Beg on your video. See, I'm not paying. Fight me. No. One nigga. You fucking pussy. You fucking pussy, nigga. You pussy, nigga. What the fuck you doing, nigga? You pussy. You doing, nigga? Thank you, man. Nah, you pussy, nigga. You pussy, nigga. You're a pussy ass nigga. Leave him alone. Pussy, nigga. Pussy ass nigga. Don't go to the door. Leave it. Hello. Eat pussy. Hello. Girl, you need to chill the fuck out. Fucking stupid ass nigga. Fucking pussy ass nigga. Fucking